I got a package from Japan. Gaskets, things like that. Manifold gasket, valve cover gasket, turbo seal, a couple of blanking plates for the interior, which means today I can start assembling the hot side. First on the list is install the rest of the manifold studs. I think I've done 3, so I've got 5 or so left to do. I've done a mock setup of the manifold and turbo, which looks pretty nice. However, I ran into my first issue. So this stud and nut works fine, but this one, it does not. I cannot get the nut over. So I'm gonna have to figure this one out, but I'm pretty sure I can install the manifold and turbo as one unit in the car, because I've only realistically got to reach these 3 on this side, and underneath there isn't any to do. There's just these 3 on this side. So I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna assemble it all as it is, but with the gasket out of the car, then drop it in the car if I can. So I've just separated the 2, installed the crush ring, and now I'm gonna try and reassemble these. I think I should be able to retain these studs. I think I've just got to do a bit of trickery to get the nut on in place as I basically move the turbo to the manifolds. That's a job well done. That's all of the studs installed. There's 10 in total. So this is now ready for gaskets, manifold, turbo, basically everything, which is pretty nice. Quick reminder to charge your phone if you're ever recording a video, because the manifold's in, but you know, my phone died. Anyway, the manifold's held in by 2 nuts at the minute, but it is in. So I'm going to get the rest of the nuts in place. I did install the manifold and turbo as one unit. There was enough room, just about, quite close on the chassis leg, but it is in. I'm just under the car at the minute because access from the top is pretty much 0. But yeah, all the hardware's in. I've just got to nip it all up and make sure everything's tight. That is the manifold installed. Everything's nice and tight. I tried to get everything in sort of a cross pattern to spread the load a little bit, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. So we're on to the downpipe now. Downpipe is on, and I've kind of just mocked the wastegate in place. Not really sure where we're going to go with the dump. Maybe it's going to have to go over this way and then down, but that is something that I will leave to somebody who knows what they're doing, because I can't weld. So that's a story for another day. I've installed my wideband and O2 sensor, which leaves even less room, but I'm sure we can get something figured out for the screamer pipe. But this is where we're at for today. Manifold, turbo, downpipe, O2 sensors, which leaves just to plumb the water lines, the oil feed and the oil return, and then I can get the intake back on and the MAF sensor, things like that. I can bring this loom back round and plug everything in that needs to be plugged in. Need to reinstall the strut bar, and then the valve covers I cleaned up today, ready for paint. I'm going to do that on Friday and Saturday, and hopefully sometime either at the weekend or early next week I can start the car. But yeah, this is where we're at for now. Definitely looks pretty cool. It's going to look cool with the valve covers painted yellow as well. Eventually I'll get some couplers, black couplers, maybe end up painting the intercooler piping black to match, but we're making good progress.